Dawson Rider Review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of the Triceratops Zord and Blue Ranger from the Imaginext line. So, another one of these little Zord with figure guys. So yeah, this is the Triceratops. That's it, go home. No, I'm just kidding. Overall, I think the Triceratops actually looks pretty good. I dig how the T-Rex looked. I like the Megazord. I thought that the Saber-Tooth Tiger was a little bit less impressive look-wise, but I think this one actually looks pretty good. As I mentioned in a Saber-Tooth Tiger review, these Zords are pretty basic in terms of paint and like, you know, details, so it's fairly easy to represent them nicely on here. So it's honestly a pretty decent looking Zord here. So I dig it quite a bit. I like its design. And now obviously, before I take the dude off, one of the main features of these little Zords here is that they have a gimmick involving wherever their little Ranger figure sits. Now his, when you press him down, his head goes bopping out. It's like so you have club hopping Triceratops. So there's that. And the figures are pretty much, as I've mentioned, identical to figures that won't come out, and just want to pull these out. Those pop right back in. That's happened many times before. But they're pretty much identical to the ones you get in the single packs. So there might be a slight like shading difference in them. But nothing like to write home about. I mean, they're the same mold and everything. I think these figures are very okay. I don't have a huge problem with them. They're a bit a little stylized look. They kind of have an armored look to them. The articulation is honestly pretty solid on them because you can get some in and out movement, circling, head turning as legs move. But like with these, I didn't really recommend the individual packs, but if you're picking up these Zords, that's kind of a neat way to get them. Like if they would just do Pterodactyl, you can get all of them, and sure, you don't get the weapons, but like, you know, I would much rather get these cool little Zords and have the figure as a bonus than just outright buy the figures. I think the Zords themselves are more fun. But yeah, that's the figure. I already showed you his main little feature here, and obviously his other feature is these cannons here, which you can actually move them and they fire. That was a spoiler alert, I wasn't ready yet. Premature missile firing. But you can move this piece here like this, and then you can actually independently move the little missile cannons on their own, which is really neat. But you can fire both of them like you just saw in that giant spoiler alert. So that's cool. The missile cannon thing is pretty much a staple for most of these at this point. I think this is one of the neater ones just because I kind of dig how you can position both cannons differently and how you can move this like it goes in the show. I don't know, I think it's one of the neater missile features of these Zords that we've gotten so far. But yeah, there's not too much else to say. I kind of dig the Triceratops. As I've mentioned in the previous Imaginext reviews, these can be neat for kids, while I still stand by the fact I think that there's stuff in the Bandai line that I think has more playability. I still think that these are pretty decent for kids, and honestly not that bad for collectors if you want sort of a neat little piece for display. It's just kind of a unique thing. Like, I guess that's why I'm reviewing them, because I'm a collector, and like it's particular with stuff like the Megazord and the Tyrannosaurus. It's like just these neat little scale pieces, and honestly, it's kind of a surprise that you get something like Imaginext coming out with stuff that's usually for kids that have honestly some pretty neat little things. So overall, kind of like the Saber-Tooth Tiger, this is a pretty okay purchase for kids or collectors. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's Dawson Rider, signing out.